Okay, good. Yashikar to David. Uh, at least we got one Kaddish in, so at least something. But okay, good morning. Mincha candlelighting tonight is at 4:18. Candlelighting is at 4:30. Please note that Monday will be a Sunday schedule. We'll be davening at 7 because it's a holiday for some people. Anyway, that said, a very quick of our Torah. The blessing that Yaakov gives to Gad and Asher is interesting that they put them together because he sort of like first he was doing Bilhah's children, uh, Bilhah's older son, then he skips to Zilpah's sons, and then goes back to Bilhah. It's like why the interruption like that? Because he wanted to put Gad and Asher together. The uh, bracha for God is that he would be a great fighter for the Jewish people. That he knew in the future when the Jews would be conquering Eretz Israel, God would leave his land. His land was on the eastern side of the Jordan, so he didn't, his land was already liberated. But the agreement that he made was he would fight for the Jewish people, and he didn't. And his descendants did not return to their lands till the land was liberated. In other words, they understood that yes, we have a farm and all this stuff. We have a duty for the entire nation, and that comes first. And then we can get back to doing to our business. Asher, on the other hand, is given the bracha of wealth. He will be the source of wealth for the Jews. He will be the economic powerhouse. And what Yaakov is looking at is unless you are good economically, it doesn't matter how good your army is. Your army will eventually fail because there's nothing to back it up. One of the things that surprised the German army during World War II was that the Americans were able not only supply all their soldiers with everything they needed, but if a mother made a cake for a soldier, that soldier got his mother's cake and it was still fresh. I mean, stop and think about the logistics in that. That he had this huge army and they made sure that everything, little thing was taken care of. You need a powerful economic force behind that army. Um, like during World War II, of course, the Germans realized they had lost, that they really couldn't fight the Americans because the Americans had Detroit, had all this economic power behind them. The same thing, by the way, in the American Civil War. The South, you could say, was doomed because the North was the economic powerhouse of the United States, not the South. The South was farms, as idyllic and beautiful, but the North is where the power came from. Probably one of the problems of slavery was the South never developed economically, but that's a whole separate issue. The point that Yaakov is making, that without a solid economic base, nothing else really matters. Having a good army, you need the economic base for it. And so that was the bracha. That's why he put Gad and Asher together. Okay, something to think about. Have a good Shabbat. And for those who celebrate, happy Sylvester.